Guys, happy Monday. We're going to talk today in math about change unknown word problems, and you can see that on the board. These are a little bit different than the result problems that we've been doing. We're not going to be solving to find the answer necessarily to the ending part of that number sentence. We're actually going to be solving to find the missing part, okay? So if you could see, we're going to start here with our change unknown word problems, and you see that question mark. All right, that's what we're going to be solving for, okay? It's not necessarily going to be at the end of that number sentence, okay? So what is a change unknown problem? It's a word problem that gives us a starting point and an ending point. And a change happens in the middle of the problem, but you don't know what it is. So you have that start, and then something happens in the middle of the problem. But you have that answer at the end, okay? You have your finish, all right? See that question mark there? That's looking for that change in the middle. All right, this is just a simple one. I want you to think about this. 2 bunnies were sitting on the grass. Some more bunnies joined them. Then there were 5 bunnies. How many bunnies joined them on the grass? So if you look right here, you know I put a question mark. In some of these problems, you might see a question mark to solve for the change. You might see a box. You might just see a blank, okay? But when you write your number equation, you're going to have to leave that part. Choose what you want to put in there. I do a question mark and I do a box. I kind of interchange them. All right, so I'm going to set up my number sentence by 2 because I know there were 2 bunnies that were sitting on the grass. But then this word right here, some, I don't know how many bunnies joined them. So I'm going to have to show that with that question mark, okay? And then I know that there were 5 total at the end. So then I have to figure out how I'm going to solve for this part, okay? So I thought I could take and I could do the opposite operation, which is subtraction. I can say 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3. And then I ask myself, does that make sense? 5, does 2 plus 3 equal 5? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it does. All right, so you try this one, all right? Change unknown, example number 1. Get a piece of paper. You can pause it right here if you didn't. I don't think I told you that at the beginning. All right, so Sarah has 3 crayons. She gets some more crayons from Bill. Now she has 5 crayons. So how many crayons did Sarah get from Bill? So remember, in that word problem solving, you're going to have to figure out your number sentence. So you've got 3 crayons. You know she had 5. You know she got some more from Bill. So here, right here, some more. You're going to use that question mark or that box, okay? So here's our 3 crayons. Write it out. Have to think, is she taking away any crayons or is she adding crayons? Say that for me. That's right. She is getting some crayons. So some are joining. So your number of operation would be addition. Very good. All right. So we're saying 3 plus what? We don't know that. So how are we going to represent that? That's right, with a question mark. All right, and now we do know what she had left, right? She had 5 crayons. Well, I shouldn't say left, that she had 5 crayons after Bill gave her some, okay? So here is what our number sentence is going to look like. So we have to figure out how are we going to solve. So I want you to just think about that, share your answer out. How are you going to solve for that missing part, okay? All right, so here are some strategies I just kind of put up. Put at the top right here, you could do that subtraction. 5 minus 3 equals 2. And if you said 3 plus 2 equals 5, that's correct. All right, you could start and count up from 3, 3, 4, 5. You could start at 5 and count down. 5, 4, 3, 2. And then you would know right here, you could do that number bond. That's kind of like the mental math of it, okay? You know that 2 plus 3 is 5, and 3 plus 2 is 5. I just want to go back to this one. Okay? So those are some strategies you can use. All right. So I want you now to figure out this problem. All right. Remember our steps. We're going to read the problem. 8 dogs were sitting on the grass. Some of the dogs went home. Then there were 4 dogs sitting on the grass. How many dogs went home? Okay. I've put a picture here for you. You have to take and think about your information, make a plan. What are you going to do? What's the information that you know? All right. So right now I want you to pause this and write out your number sentence. We know 8 dogs were sitting in the grass, but some more joined them, but we don't know how many more. But we know we were left with 4 dogs sitting on the grass. Okay. Think. Are you going to use addition? Did some of the dogs join them? Or did some of the dogs leave? Were they taken away apart? Okay, for subtraction. Go ahead and pause it now and write out your number sentence. All right, so your number sentence should look like this. There were 8 dogs minus, that's right, you should have taken away. And then you should have put in that missing part there. We don't know how many dogs went home. That's what we're solving for, okay? And then we were left with 4 dogs, okay? So now you have to figure out how are you going to solve that missing part. So go ahead now, pause it, and solve for the missing part with whatever strategy you feel comfortable with. All right, so I'm going to go back to this. So that if you used a number bond to solve it, the answer is 4, okay? So those 4 dogs went home. So whether you used a number bond, you counted up, you counted down, you made a sentence to figure it out. That's all up to you, how you think you're going to solve it, okay? What feels the most comfortable to you, okay? So practice these. These are a little bit more challenging, and you have to actually think, act it out, figure out. This is the missing part of that. You already have your end answer, okay? You're figuring out the missing part for it, okay? So like I said, these are challenges. So take your time, really think through what you're doing, and use those steps we've been working on, okay? Bye.